Do you spend all day with your face pressed against the screen, watching XQC or Amaranth or Trainwrecks? Well, don't worry, because I was there too. Alright guys, in this video I want to talk about my views as a retired Twitch degenerate. And it's not like I don't watch any Twitch ever, it's just that, I'm not addicted to it anymore. So I just want to go through my experience with it and just where I think, this is bad. First thing that gets a lot of people hooked into Twitch is the novelty of it. Watching something as it happens in the moment. This is what, would keep me on Twitch for hours. Would I be watching XQC play GTA roleplay for, all day? I would literally have, my phone checking it over and over until he went live so I could put it on my TV and literally watch through the whole stream in one sitting. And you can tell this is pretty unhealthy, but for me it was the novelty of it and and just watching things as it happened. And that was what was really special to me about it was, I gotta stay because what if something happens, And if something happens in the moment, that's the whole thing on Twitch was I was there, I was here. And this is something that gets a lot of people hooked onto it, is the novelty. But novelty does not create value, you gotta remember this. Just because it's something that is rare or something that you were there for in the moment does not make it valuable. Second point I want to go over is the parasocial people being parasocial. And so this is not how I was cope, but this is something that is really unhealthy for a lot of people. Is they will watch a streamer, and because you can type in the chat to them and maybe they'll respond, you can donate to them, you can talk to them through a talk to speech at least, and this gives people the delusion that they're have a relationship with the streamer. And obviously, again, this is super unhealthy, thinking you have a relationship with someone that's virtual and someone that's there for just to provide entertainment. And this can get really unhealthy, especially for these people who literally think they're dating people. Ooh. Yeah, so this can just be something that's really unhealthy, as people think, that they know this person who's super famous and they feel really special for it, but, it's just, like I said, pure delusion. Third thing that people get hooked on through this is the relatability, because a lot of streamers themselves live like degenerates, so they see people, playing games 24/7 and they say, well, that's like me, and they get that familiarity, and I guess they just relate to it because they're watching someone who's also a greasy gamer, eat like shit and play games all day. The thing is you're just watching it. This is not your job. You're not there to entertain people. You're just there to watch someone who's entertaining you, and then you're like, oh, he's like me, and you think you have this relationship. You think you're the same. And this can get people trapped. Next thing I want to talk about is the but what if something happens mindset, which is kind of similar to the novelty thing that I was talking about, where people watch just because they think something cool might happen and they want to be there for it. And this can get you trapped into watching for hours and hours and hours because you think something cool might happen. Maybe you're watching speedruns and they might get a new world record, or maybe a streamer's playing a game and they might be the boss. But my point is that this is something that you can get trapped into if you don't think about it, and you just waste your whole day because something might have happened. Next thing I want to talk about is kind of the Twitch culture. So the first thing is just people where they just always want to be involved in what's happening, and this is kind of happens in a lot of facets of the digital world, but a lot in Twitch because there's a lot of people that they can relate to on there, and so this can just become really unhealthy, trying to participate with things that aren't happening in the real world, and thinking that you are an important person in the stream. And the other thing about Twitch culture is that people who are so far gone into this Twitch delusion where they actually shame people for not watching it live and wasting their whole day. This one I could never wrap my head around. People literally will sit and watch a digital person thinking that they're friends with them for their whole day, and then shame people for not doing the same thing and not wasting their day. And they will make fun of people for watching highlights on a YouTube channel because they would rather be doing things throughout the day and then watch entertainment maybe on their spare time. These are the same kind of people that always want to be there just in case something happens, because they don't want to just watch it in a highlight after it already happened, and I don't know, they just think there's something special there. Another thing is throwing your money at streamers. A lot of people do this. I don't understand, especially people who are already established, multi-millionaire streamers, and people think that giving them their paycheck is gonna give them some sort of importance. And this one's just really sad. I think it's just people with bad mental health. And if you're just giving, a couple bucks to someone who's a small streamer and you just want to support them, then that's cool. But people are literally donating hundreds of dollars to someone who won't even care or look at their message. I don't know. Again, delusion. I do want to not just say all negative things, though. I do want to say that Twitch was something that did help me get through a difficult time in my life where it was about, a little over a year ago I got this surgery and I basically couldn't do any physical activities for a while, so I was just left to just sit there and, that is sort of a time where I should have just been reading books all day, but I didn't know anything about self-improvement, or I hated reading as well, and so I was left to just watch streams, and this is something that really made me not hate my life throughout the whole day, but now that I'm later on, I can do, a lot of physical things. This is just something that isn't important in my life, and I'm going through fixing my mental health, and I've just realized that this is something that is really detrimental to it. But I do still watch some Twitch streams sometimes. Like, it's not something that I think is just pure evil. I think it depends on the person who's watching it and how they respond to it. But I just don't revolve my whole life around it. I don't need to know everything that's going on. I don't need to, watch all the drama. I don't need to watch every second of a stream. I'll just pop in for a little bit in my spare time, and this is how you should be, using entertainment, is just when you have nothing else to do, you've completed all of your tasks for the day, and then you just, relaxing. And this is just how you should indulge in entertainment in general. If you're watching this and you were like me just not too long ago and you are a Twitch degen, I would very, very recommend going on to self-improvement, just because there is light at the end of the tunnel. And maybe you think that watching these all day is, the best thing ever, but because you do want fulfillment in your life, you don't just want to spend, your life watching someone else live their life, and this takes time to die down on this, and it's really possible if you just improve your mental health and you find other things to do throughout the day, you will realize that this isn't something worth, wasting your energy on. But that's all I have to say here. That was a little bit of a Cats reference. What am I doing? Alright, see you guys.
Goodbye.